All right, everyone, welcome back to the DBTalks Football Podcast. Today we're going to be doing a Chelsea special because of all the recent Chelsea news regarding the Maresca era and at Stamford Bridge and how it's over, and how Chelsea are sitting fifth with they have bad form in recent weeks, and they've only had one win in their last seven league games. And also tomorrow they're going to the Etihad to play Manchester City without a permanent manager, so they have an interim at the moment. So we've got our two Chelsea fan guests. We've got Harmon and Hatham. I guess we're going to be discussing with them like the situation overall and what their thoughts are about everything. So Brijesh, you want to give us an intro?
So we saw a few days ago that Maresca resigned. It was like a mutual agreement between the board and Maresca. And now there's a lot of talk between who's going to be the next manager for Chelsea. We know Liam Rosener is like kind of the person who like most likely will be the next manager. He's the current Strasbourg manager. And there are some other like names going around. Like the Shaga is being thrown around. I don't think that'll happen. It's just like Eddie Howe mentioned. But I think Rosener will be the next manager. But I guess for now we'll just talk about just Chelsea and like also the reason for Chelsea, because Chelsea have been struggling to get wins ever since the Barca win. Kelly form has kind of been dropping, and I guess chaos going around with Chelsea right now. So I guess I want to hear your guys' thoughts on why do you think Chelsea has had this drop in form, and also who would you ideally want to replace Maresca given the current situation, like a realistic option, and what do you expect for tomorrow's game versus City?
Okay, so I think there are a lot of reasons for this drop off in form. So in November, we were crazy. We were undefeated. We completely destroyed a lot of teams, and I think that comes down to Enzo Maresca's management and the players doing good. But now in December, there's just a lot of individuals just who aren't performing and it shows like there is some inconsistency in this young squad. Specific individuals that I think were very underwhelming were Garnacho, Neto. Who else? I'll take Chalaba as well. The off attack and defense, even Enzo Fernandez, I would say was quite disappointing this month. Just overall, the whole squad is way too inconsistent, and I think our drop off in form has nothing to do with the manager. To be honest, maybe some few flaws like bad game management, but I think our drop off is 100% because of the players. Now you were saying, wait, what did you say? I need the best manager to replace Maresca. I mean, I think Maresca was perfect.
I mean, like now that he's gone, right? You can't change that really. So realistically, who do you think would be best suited next? We know like the name's been being thrown around. Like, who do you think would you want? Realistically.
Okay, well, from the options, I'm not gonna act like I know a lot about Liam Rosener. I just know he plays wing backs at Strasbourg. He's doing okay there. I'm not gonna act like I know anything about him, or any other replacements. Just looking at the market, there isn't anyone who I'd really want, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I can't name anyone who I want. And the Man City game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What do you think about the Man City game?
And the Man City game, it's just I'm not like I usually look really forward to Chelsea games, even if we don't have a chance. Like I'm not looking forward to the game. I think we will probably lose, like especially with Callum McFarlane. I mean, he got put into this. I feel kind of bad for him. He's our U21 coach, so he'll be managing that. But I think it'll be like 3-0 City or 4-0 City or something. I think we're gonna get destroyed.
Hatham, thoughts?
Wait, I just want to say, from what I think, I feel like Chelsea could put a fight, because I mean, Caicedo is a big loss, he's suspended, but I think Chelsea have good enough players where they can put up some sort of fight. I think Palmer, if he can perform well, I think he can get a goal or something. Reece James maybe can do something. I think Kukurea is back, right? So, I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think he's fully back.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll even start. It might be
not?
either Reece James left back and then Gusto right back, or like Reece James left back, or
I think it's gonna be
right
Gusto,
back.
bro.
And if it's Gusto, I might not even watch the game tomorrow.
Yeah. This is okay. So I want to hear what you think about all this.
Yeah, so not much to say. I mean, you asked about the manager. Like, realistically, we have a very, very short list of managers that most likely might come in, considering our entire board of directors are very some hard-headed people. They want someone like a yes man. So again, there because of how like controversial this whole thing is, sacking a manager mid, like literally mid in the was in the season. There's a very, very short list of managers who are out right now, and the list is not appealing. What we have the likes of Southgate, who else? Ten Hag. It's a very like
Yeah.
dark list of managers out there right now. But one that is like linked to leaving, which is again I don't see it as like a close fit at all, but like realistic would be what was it, Glasner from the Crystal Palace coach. Again, he runs a formation which is the same Liam Rosenior runs at Strasbourg currently. The difference is with Glasner compared to what was it, Rosenior, is that he has like Prem experience. He knows like the in and out of most teams. He's played against them. He has the quality. So I'd prefer him over Liam considering the whole resume. But other than that, it's looking dark for all the managers.
I mean, yeah, I just want to give it like a Chelsea, I guess, preview. Obviously, Maresca came in like summer 2024 on a long-term deal, like I think it was 5 years. And during his first season, he led Chelsea to a top four finish. Obviously, he won the competitions, like the most of them that he was in. He won the Conference League and he won the Club World Cup. But I think recently, just in like December this month, he only got one win in 7 league games, and he was. I think the Chelsea could be more than 15 points off the league leader Arsenal if they lose tomorrow. So yeah, I do think you guys really dropped form in recent times. But from a Chelsea fan perspective, I guess, what was your summary of like Maresca's era, and like, do you think it was a success or failure or something in between? And also, like, did you actually like the way he played his football and like how he managed his team? And I do think there was like a turning point after that Arsenal game, especially after that Barca win. I think there was a turning point when you guys drew against Arsenal, and you guys started like blowing leads against teams like Leeds United and Villa United, Atalanta in the Champions League. So yeah, I do like, yeah. How would you think like this overall structure just fell apart?
Well, I would say Maresca. So when he was first hired, I didn't really know much about him, but I think he completely exceeded expectations in that first season. All we really expected was like the expectations were top four and then win Conference League because you have to win that, and he also won the Club World Cup on top of that. And overall, with the squad that he was given, I think he completely exceeded expectations. And even this season, after winning Club World Cup, generated so much revenue for the club. He got such a terrible transfer window. Only real like the good signings were Esteval and maybe João Pedro, but even then, he's way too inconsistent. So I think Maresca was 100% the right man. I think he 100% exceeded expectations at Chelsea. And wait, what else do I have to say? What else did you?
Like, what were your thoughts about how Maresca played, and do you think his like tenure was like successful or something?
Okay, I think it was 100% successful for the squad he had, and even just in general. But it may have been a little bit hard to watch sometimes. But that I think does come down to the squad as well, because it was a lot of side-to-side passing. But that is because we don't really have any passers at the back besides Colwill and Tosin, but no one's playing that guy. And sometimes it was a little bit boring to watch, I'll admit. And there were a few bad phases like in the squad, like from February to May in 2025. That was pretty bad. Or February to April, I'd say. And then, yeah, it was a little bit boring to watch, I'll admit. But I think he was 100% the right man. The best manager from all the candidates right now. And yeah, it was 100% a success.
Ethan, thoughts?
Yeah, similar situation. Maresca, when he came in, the expectations weren't like too high considering his whole resume. He was an assistant basically for Pep, Leicester City. Not really had like any like standout moments that anyone could really remember him by. So coming into Chelsea, considering we just finished top six. Yeah, top six. Got Conference League, so that was considered a must-win again, considering the players that were in there, so the teams that were in there, and the players that we had at the moment. And overall, the goal was just get like a better finish than what we previously had. again, just like Harmon said, Maresca completely like outshined the expectations. He honestly put like a new set like that Chelsea can more so dominate. Sorry, yeah, Chelsea could dominate. We can challenge for titles and we can challenge for trophies compared to where we were like I'd say even 18 months ago, just before he joined. Chelsea was looking nothing like that. They were just looking like another mid-table club, and he completely revolutionized the way Chelsea was playing with his formation and system. So yeah, what was the second part of the question you asked? Sorry.
Like just the tactic approach. Like, did you like how Maresca played, and do you think you could improve on it in the future?
Honestly, Maresca's tactics were extremely genius. I loved his tactics. As Harmon said, yes, it was a lot of side passing, but to that extent, he made Palmer play more central. He put him at the 10 rather than where most managers and where a lot of people say Palmer should be playing on the right wing, which, to be fair, he's a great 10. It's just he doesn't have, I would say, competent wingers around him. He's managed a lot of injuries really well with this formation and tactics. Some that come to mind are the likes of Pedro Neto, Reece James, Fofana this season. Like, he's done works and magic for a lot of players. So honestly, as a tactician, he was amazing for Chelsea. He revolutionized again how we played from all the way. The last time we had like a good structure was back when Tuchel was still around in like 2021. Other than that, it was just like free ball. Like the Podge ball was just, more so freestyle compared to like what the actual tactical system Maresca had. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I loved the way he set up his formation and how, everyone was more comfy on the ball compared to a few seasons ago.
Yeah, I mean personally, like this Maresca sacking was really surprising to me. I didn't think he was going to be like the first few managers to be sacked this season in the Premier League. And it's just surprising because other team managers like Amram at United and Arne Slot at Liverpool, like, sorry, not sacked, like he parted ways with Chelsea. I just left. I didn't think he would leave that early for Chelsea, especially coming off the Club World Cup. And especially like things like I guess after that Club World Cup, Chelsea were touted to be like one of the major teams in the Champions League this season. And especially when you guys were picking up form against Barca and then also drawing to the Arsenal, I did think like a lot of Chelsea fans were saying like you could potentially compete for the Champions League or maybe even compete for the league if possible. But yeah, just the Maresca's team kind of went in downhill form, and I do think something that plays into a part is your board, the Blue Coat board, because yeah, as I mentioned, like teams like United have not sacked Amarim, and even though he's at like worse form than Maresca, and I do think like, do you think like this is because Maresca kind of tried to rebel against the board and try to like say that let me make my own signings, let me make my own starting lineups, and yeah, do you think like the overall situation was like majorly affected by your board?
Yeah, I think it 100% was. I think a lot of it was because Enzo did start saying stuff like against the board. The board just wants like a yes man, and I guess Liam Rosenior will be the man, even though he doesn't want. Okay, whatever. Yeah, they just want a yes man, and I think that was 100% a reason for him resigning. I also think, I think the board doesn't know what they're doing. They're clearly here just to make money, and while I honestly want Todd. We have Egbali as our majority owner. But I think Todd Bowley honestly could do so well as owner because he's doing so well in the baseball aspect with the LA Dodgers, and he clearly wants to win. Before, like in 2022, before Egbali showed up, when Bowley was managing, he was actually making big signings, not just signing young players. He was signing like likes of Koulibaly, Sterling. While they may not have worked out, he was clearly trying to win. So I would like Bowley to take charge. But yeah, Egbali and the directors, Winstanley and Stewart, just don't care about the club and are just here to make money.
Yeah, I think in recent weeks, like the things, rumors about Maresca going to City because Pep could leave this season, I think that also kind of brought some noise to the situation. And also like the squad rotation disagreements between the board and Maresca, I think that had to play. And as you mentioned, like they're trying to bring Liam Rosenier into this job, and he is like currently he's managing Strasbourg, who is Chelsea's kind of like feeder club where they loan a lot of players that they purchase. So I do think they're trying to get someone that already knows like the Chelsea kind of model and the system, and they're trying to like players like Andre Santos who were managed under Liam Rosenier. I think they're trying to get someone in that's kind of known to the players and can kind of like just hold the Chelsea philosophy and kind of follow the rules that they kind of create. But yeah, Hatham, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. As Harmon said about Bowley, he more so stepped down a little bit from like the role he had, which honestly, he was a way better director that than was it Egbali. He at least gave more so a little bit more lenience towards the managers. For example, for Poch, although he wasn't the greatest of managers, we did see some results and some improvement considering the season before when Bowley was more so just allowing that. But with Egbali, he's just here purely for profit. He would buy 12 players that are really young, send them to Strasbourg to like demonstrate their skills, improve them a little bit, and just flip them for profit. It's more so a repeating offense. Like I don't think we've ever made like a major signing in regards to keep them. We may have had like a few hits, but even then, I would say it was just more luck based. Like for example, with Palmer, I highly doubt they brought him in for the likes of actually keeping him. It was more so a profit sense. There were some hits again though, like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo. Yeah, so again, it's not like he's not. I would say he's like a bad director when it comes to like the profit sense, because then it benefits the club as well, having them have a higher transfer window market like price range and stuff. But then again, what does it matter though when you're bringing the likes of Gittins and Garnacho and not improving? Because like then again, what was it? Maresca won the Club World Cup. He won a major trophy that puts Chelsea on the board. They're back in UCL. To make a statement, you want to get good players, but instead you want to buy an inexperienced youngster like Gittins to be your benchmark for a player like Garnacho. For what? Garnacho for 35 million and Gittins for 55 million. We've had players like these profiles before. Gittins is just another Mudryk, and Garnacho is just another feeder winger like Neto. It's not really much of an improvement. So yeah, the situation is just looking grim.
Yeah, and on paper, like this season specifically, like your Chelsea's numbers haven't even been awful. Specifically, like you guys have scored like 32 goals and conceded 21 in 19 games, but which is also like top five in both attack and defense and third best goal difference. But it just feels like you guys recently just were massively inconsistent. And also another thing, like your injury situation was kind of brutal at one point because I think you had like 9 players out at the moments and key players like Colwell, Fafana, Badiashile, and also Palmer was kind of absent for a couple of weeks. So I think those were also really like important for how Maresca had to deal with the squad. And I also,
Yeah,
yeah, you mentioned like how you guys just signed kind of project players, not really proven players. I do think selling someone like a Madueke last season and then buying someone like Gittins and Garnacho, it doesn't really solve your situation. It kind of just continues the cycle. And then also like I think you guys should be like targeting proven players like an Aussie man at striker or like a Leao at left wing. I think yeah. What do you guys think like for the future could improve for your squad?
Okay, yeah, I think I don't mind this model of developing players. I guess it worked for Palmer, but like what I'd like is to sign one proven player who could be the starter and then have that backup to be the more developmental player. Like sign a Leao, for example, and then sign a Gittins as a backup or a Garnacho as a backup. So I don't really mind it, but they're clearly just not executing it properly at all. And I think in the future they just need to sign more proven players and actually and listen to the manager and target positions that are actually needed. So even before Levi Cole was injured, Enzo Maresca was crying out for another ball-playing center back because it was clear that we needed one backup as backup, and we just needed a center back in general, a strong center back, a proven center back. But instead, they'll just bring in more unproven players, and they didn't sign a center back at all. It's clear we also needed a proven striker as well, just because of last season, while Jackson, he does bring a lot to the team, he did miss lots of chances, and they ended up signing Liam Delap, who has just been horrible, one of the worst signings of the season. He just doesn't look good at all. So I think we really need to focus on actually listening to the manager, let the manager do his job, manage the lineup properly, and manage injuries himself, and sign proven players that can actually help the team. Yeah.
I also kind of want to talk about the players that they signed. I think with Hatham, how you mentioned how there are only like a few hits that Chelsea really have, like you mentioned Enzo and like Caicedo. I think with Chelsea, they signed too many players, and a lot of them they don't really end up playing for Chelsea. And if they do, sometimes they don't really do well, especially like in recent years. You mentioned a lot of players already who they've been kind of disappointing, you'd say, and they haven't been like that good for Chelsea. And I guess with, Chelsea has so much money that and they sell a lot of players that they should like aim to go for players that are the high quality and already proven, like Deshaun mentioned before. There's a lot of players on the market right now in different positions. I guess some positions like strikers are kind of like lacking in like the market. There's only a few players, few strikers that I guess are like good. I would say good signings, but yeah, I think Chelsea should have done better with the signings. But I guess the board are a bit like nitpicky, and yeah, I also want to talk a bit about Liam Rosen here because I know you guys mentioned how you don't want a yes manager, but I feel like with him, I don't think he's really a yes man. Even though he's managing Strasbourg, I feel like he has a bit of a backbone that he's going to speak out for himself, and he's kind of already told the board that he wants total control if that's possible and like his own signing. So I feel like he won't be like that yes man that you're thinking he will be. I feel like he'll have a say in things and will try his best to manage the squad as well as he can. And on Sky Sports, he's talked a lot about how he, like, as a manager, he would want to fit his players into their strengths. So I feel like he wouldn't play a wing back formation with Chelsea. I feel like he'd stick with the current Chelsea formation, the 4-2-3-1. I think he would try to like use a formation that works best for the current set of players because I feel like with Chelsea, I don't think a wing back system would work at all. I feel like Chelsea are better with like wingers, like having like Esteval playing as a winger, and then left wing. I don't know, like Neto or something. I feel like the wingers you guys have are very inconsistent. But I guess the question I'll ask you guys is that I feel like, do you think that with the Maresca leaving and maybe if the next manager doesn't work out, do you see important players wanting to leave Chelsea? Like for example, maybe Palmer. If he thinks he can do better without Chelsea, do you think he'll try to move to like a different club? Or players like maybe Caicedo, maybe Reece James, even though that might be unlikely. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think players will want to leave or anything like that? It could also help future signings. Do you think players will see this and then not want to go to Chelsea?
Do you want to start off, Harvin?
Oh yeah, I could definitely see players leaving. Like I don't see Reece James leaving because he is our captain. He's been at Chelsea for like decades. But I could definitely see like Palmer and Caicedo maybe pushing for a leave because this project just doesn't look good at all right now. Clearly the board just isn't here to win trophies and they don't really care about the players. They just care more about the money aspect. And I think this could hurt future signings as well. Like we already saw Semenyo. We contacted him. And he didn't like the project, and I think it'll 100% hurt our future signings, and yeah, it's just not looking good.
Yeah, just to add on to what Harmon said there, I definitely see big players, like, again, we've already seen players more so infuriated from how, like, the club has been moving. Like, for example, Palmer. I know people blamed Maresca in that sense when Palmer was subbed off. Like, why is he lashing out at the manager? Even fans were annoyed. They were like, dude, he's able to play full 90s. Why is he being hooked? That was more so the fitness directors. They were making the substitutions then. I haven't seen Maresca, like, near the end. He didn't have much freedom, as a lot of people thought. He wasn't really the one like, making those major substitutions or making those major calls for signings. He couldn't really do much of that. And players now seeing that, like, hey, managers aren't even in full control. What's to say that I'm gonna get minutes there, or I'm gonna get this type of treatment? And again, with Egbali, his entire system is selling players for profit. What's gonna happen when a player that a major player like Palmer or Caicedo, they realize, hey, I'm going nowhere with this club? What's gonna happen when he has to sell one of them? I highly doubt he's gonna buy a player that's gonna fit their profile, or he's not gonna luck out finding another 18-year-old like Esteval from Brazil to fill that position. So it's looking very, very grim for this club.
Yeah, I think Palmer is a very good player, and I feel like if the next manager, whoever it is, it doesn't work out, I can definitely see him trying to push for a different club, because I think Chelsea are still a name and a club that I definitely can compete. I think in the UCL, I think Chelsea, they had a good win versus Barca, but I think Chelsea have been a bit inconsistent in the UCL with some bad results. So I don't know how much I would say Chelsea are favorites for the UCL or even the league title. So I don't think right now Chelsea are in a huge position, but I think they have that name factor where you hear the name Chelsea and they're still considered a big club. So I mean, yeah, I think this whole Maresca situation is definitely just a very bad look for Chelsea. And wait, did you guys have any thoughts or?
Wait, thoughts on what?
I guess I guess I want to ask about the Prem because I think the Prem is very close. I think Chelsea because before Chelsea were second place, like coming off the win versus Barca, and then now after all the poor results, Chelsea dropped fifth place. So, hey, what do you think about the Prem? Then do you think you can fight for top four with like everything going on, or?
Yeah,
I
that
also
our
wanted to
goal
add on,
is
sorry, like before the in the Barca preview when you guys joined us, I think Harmon stated like Harmon and Hatham, you guys kind of mentioned like at the moment you guys see yourselves as maybe Champions League contenders and also like finishing the top four of the Premier League. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the updates?
Yeah,
yeah, I still see ourselves finishing top four, for sure. I don't think Liverpool is better than us. I don't think Aston Villa will stay consistent as well. And I don't think United are even close. But I think we will finish top four. And maybe the Champions League contenders. I was getting ahead of myself, but Chelsea is a bit of like a tournament team, so we can we're in the semifinals of the Carabao Cup. I know that's completely different than the Champions League, but we can sometimes perform very well in these like knockout tournaments. But realistically, I don't see us winning the Champions League. But yeah, realistically, I think what this season is to go for a cup and get top four. That's our goals.
yeah, similar to what Harmon is saying. Okay, the premise is extremely, extremely unpredictable. Although I'd love to say with pure bias that we'd get top four, it'd be a really, really hard top four compared to last season. Again, we basically parted ways with the manager mid-season, so we're gonna have to introduce a new manager. Sure, the players are the same, but the tactics are gonna change. It takes even if it's not instant, it'll still take even if it's like quite like quick. It'll still take time for players to like develop that understanding of the tactics. Sure, players like Santos understood quickly and they improved quickly in the Prem to Maresca's tactics. It still takes time, along with having to do those stupid rotations and having to focus on a cup game as well as Champions League. It'd be quite hard, honestly. Again, there was an interview stated recently. I don't know how credible it is, but it was posted a lot within like reputable sources that what was it, a director or someone up there was talking about somehow it's not that important if we lose or win compared to Arsenal. It's a cup game. We're more so focused on like the title, which is honestly ridiculous to say that because I don't see Chelsea anywhere near a title recently. So yeah, it'd be very, very hard, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get a top four. It'd just be extremely, extremely hard. And with Champions League, I don't think we're gonna get close to that. Cup, we might get lucky and win the Carabao, but other than that, it's not looking too good.
I think it's definitely tough because I feel like Chelsea need a whole another rebuild, like a rebuild era, because I feel like the players right now aren't good enough to, maybe win a UCL. Because I feel like you mentioned like Delap, that's like one of their summer signings. Delap is not good enough. I know he scored versus Barca, but overall he's not good enough. And I think players like João Pedro, I think he's good, but I mean, do you really see him being a starter in a future Chelsea UCL winning team? I feel like I wouldn't I wouldn't see that. I feel like Chelsea can do better. Especially with all the money that Chelsea get and like the money they spend. I feel like Chelsea need to somehow get players that are just better quality. I feel like right now the squad just isn't close enough to really compete for the Champions League. I feel like a lot of clubs right now have much better players. Like look at like even Bayern. I think Bayern have a much better squad and just better team overall. Even like Barca, Arsenal, Real Madrid, PSG, all these teams have such high quality players. I feel like Chelsea just lack that. I mean, there's definitely good players in Chelsea, but I feel like overall it's not there yet. And
Yeah, just
Chelsea
kind of
needs
building on. Sorry.
yeah, go on.
Just kind of building on Brajesh's point, like about the transfer and like the whole squad situation. I guess kind of like a hypothetical question to you guys. If you were like the director and you could make like three decisions or like swaps for transfers, like what decision would you make? It could be a manager, it could be players, it could be anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
well,
manager. Wait, realistic or like like
Yeah, I'd
or
say
like
I'd
what
say
would we
more
hope?
realistic, like not crazy.
Okay. Well, it wouldn't be realistic for any transfer because of our whole project. What was it? We cap our wages at 150k. Yeah, 150k a week now, which is ridiculous. It would already be hard to get big players like Osimhen or Yildiz, like big players who want the money. But yeah, Harmon, you're gonna say something. Sorry.
Yeah. For like, so you're saying 3 signings that like are realistic that we, if we were in
Yeah,
charge,
like you
we
could
would make?
swap out, like you swap out the lap for someone or something.
Okay, realistically, I would want. We needed a left wing, and we ended up signing Gittins and Garnacho, for 90 mil. I think honestly, what we should have done is just had Tyreek George at the back, as a backup left winger, because he's honestly like the same level as those two, and then just spend that 90 mil on like a Yildiz or something as the left wing, so we actually have a quality left wing who fits well, not Maresca's system anymore, but yeah, a quality left wing. I think we also needed a good striker. Joao Pedro, he's all right, but I'd say he's more of a squad player. Delap, I don't know. I think we could have splashed that. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I mean, I would have liked someone like a Osimhen for sure, but he was demanding too many wages, and it would have been a high transfer fee as well. So I don't know if that one's realistic. And then a center back for sure. Off the top of my head, a center back, Mark Gahey for 30 mil. That would have been perfect for us. He fits, well, not Maresca's system, but he would have just been perfect for Chelsea. And yeah, those, I'd say Osimhen, Yildiz, and like Gahey would have been really nice instead of just spending 90 mil on 2 mediocre wingers.
Yeah, exactly what Harmon said. What was it? We spent 90. No, it wasn't 90. Yeah, but it was a high. Yeah, it was pretty sure it was 90 for left wing. It was a huge amount when realistically we had Tyreek George, as he said, same caliber as them player wise. Could have got a nice winger like Semenyo, but again, because of what this directors or what the directors are doing, he said hell no. But I would have loved the Yildiz, considering with Osimhen at the top. Now the left center back market right now is really really nice. We have Bastoni, Gay. You could even put Slaughter back there, but realistically, out of those 3, I would love to have Gay because he's prem proven. And he's honestly just been solid this year and even the past.
I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that like a left center back is really needed because we have Levi, but I guess yeah, in replacement for him, that's because of his ACL, it would have been nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are some good signs. I feel like with those signs though, I don't know. I feel like it'd be very competitive to get them. I mean, I know with Yildiz, he's already being monitored by a lot of different clubs, so he'll definitely be someone who will be hard to get, and he'll definitely it'll be a lot of money to spend. Like a lot, he'll cost a lot. And I think right now I heard he has like wage demands from Juve, which I don't think Juve are willing to do. I'm not really sure about the situation, but yeah, I feel like if you mentioned how wages could be an issue with the Osimhen thing, I feel like with Yildiz, he might even try to push that because he knows his quality, and I think with those players, you have to somehow come to like a negotiation with that. And Osimhen, I don't know. I feel like Osimhen, I don't know, because I know there's links with him at Barca as well and stuff, and like I feel like like you said, he demands too much, so I feel like that'll be just a hard sign to do. For the striker market though, there's not. Yeah, it's kind of like dry. There's not too many options. I know that the main one right now is the Garassi, who I feel like a lot of clubs might look for because I think he's good. I think he's kind of proven the UCL because he does score goals in UCL. He can perform. So I feel like with the striker, it's just hard. I feel like you have to rely on Joao Pedro for a bit to score the goals and just be the striker. Because I'm trying to think like I guess if you were to have Joao Pedro striker, you could play Palmer Cam and then like Estevao right wing instead of having to put Joao Pedro Cam and Palmer right wing. I feel like having Palmer Cam might be a bit better. I mean, I don't know how you guys see that. Like, if you think he's better at right wing or Cam, but what I've seen, he's been better at Cam. And the center back ish. I mean, I think the center back market's pretty like. I think right now there's a lot of options. I mean, even Senesi, who's I guess he's also prem proven. He's been good with Bournemouth. He's also definitely an option for. I mean, a lot of different clubs, so he's also someone who can be looked into. And I mean, yeah, those are really like the main options I can see for Chelsea, I guess. But again, like I said, I think Chelsea need to do a whole nother rebuild because I feel like the squad just isn't good. And especially if we in the UCL and even like the Prem, I feel like the squad has to be improved by a lot. I feel like a lot of the players, like even your fullback backup, I don't think they're good enough to, come on in the UCL final or something. And yeah, that's why I really think about Chelsea's like current like squad, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I guess we can segue back to your present reality. I mean, tomorrow you guys are going to the Etihad for Premier League Match Day 20, and you're playing City at home. Or sorry, City who are at home. So, I mean, obviously with Maresca leaving, it just feels like you guys are really unprepared. It's kind of really sudden. I think City have like scored 43 goals and conceded 17 in 19 league games. So they have the best goal differential in the league. And also another crazy stat is that they haven't lost to Chelsea since the 2021 Champions League final. So it's been an 11 match unbeaten streak. So yeah, City really have a hand on you guys right now. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on just going into this game? What do you guys expect? What do you guys hope for?
Well, honestly, I don't really hope for anything, to be honest. I don't really care if we lose because we kind of did it to ourselves. But yeah, I'm not expecting much. I have very low expectations. I think Man City will demolish us, especially with this new manager. And yeah, I hate them.
Yeah, for this game, honestly, as much as like a lot of Chelsea fans don't want to say this because they're too like not willing to swallow their pride, a lot of people realistically considering our form and everything, we'd rather on me personally, I'd rather like no, I wouldn't say lose, at least put up a fighting, but rather lose this game because losing it now doesn't even matter considering our whole situation. It'd be more so trying to rebuild from this loss of Maresca. So win or lose, this game is just going to be unenjoyable. And if we do somehow win, it basically solidifies Arsenal winning the Prem. So it's a double loss at the end of the day.
I feel like Chelsea. I think Chelsea. I don't think it's out of the. I think it's possible for Chelsea to get like some type of result, maybe even a draw against City. I feel like with City, we watched last game, like all four of us watched the last game versus Sunderland, and City had a very tough time breaking down that Sunderland defense. I mean, Holland was missing chances, Guardiola was missing chances. I just think I think it's possible for Chelsea to get some type of result. It'll definitely be difficult because going away, and I think even with all the Maresca thing, I feel like some players may be affected by it because I think some players are actually like close to Maresca. So seeing him leave like that,
Yeah, Neto.
it can definitely affect. It can definitely affect like the morale of the club. So also again, like some of your players aren't good enough. Like I don't know if like if Garnacho plays, I don't know if he will. We can ask about your lineup, but if Garnacho plays, I don't think he's doing anything. I feel like your best route is Palmer. I think
Yeah, the one thing
Palmer's
that
like
sucks about this club, sorry to cut you off, but the one thing that sucks about this club is the heavy rotation. Like you cannot confidently, yes, there is a best 11, but you cannot confidently like name, like you would 100%, no matter what 11 you try to put out for a game, you will 100% have 3 or 4 players most likely wrong. Like I don't think there's ever been a game, honestly, in the past 3 seasons. No, not okay, 3 stretching. Maybe in the past 2 seasons, this and last, under Maresca, where they played the exact same squad back to back. It's really, really hard to narrow down an 11 because of how much the squad is rotated. And yes, there's some trade-off, like benefits and cons to that. To the benefits, players are more well rested, but to the cons, there's no like stability. Like one game, Garnacho could be doing amazing, and then you'd see him off the next game for Gittins, who would do bad, and then it'd just be vice versa. So it'd be really hard to predict an 11.
Yeah, I don't mind the rotation thing. I mean, no, actually, no, I do mind it, but I wouldn't mind it if we actually prepared for it in the summer by signing quality players who can work as backups. Like, for example, Kukurea play, because especially in where like in January where we have to play a game every 3 days, which is that's just stupid already in my opinion. So I think we really needed to prepare in the window for this so we could rotate properly and rest players. But yeah, our squad just isn't good enough to rotate, and it affects our results heavily.
Yeah, I was supposed to say like with the game tomorrow, Caicedo being gone, I think he's been definitely like you'd probably say he's been your best player this season, or like at least top or 3.
He's been top
So
five.
him being top 5, I thought I'd be higher.
Wow.
But because you give him best midfielder shots usually, so I mean I feel like he is like top 3 at least. But missing him definitely is just gonna hurt because City have a very strong midfield, and I guess losing Caicedo, who's very good at when you win the ball and just giving some intensity. But losing that versus City would definitely be a big struggle. And you mentioned how Cooker is a bit of a doubt. I think losing someone like that who is a very good left back, so losing that, especially versus like someone who can face someone like Cherokee who needs to lock down Cherokee who's really creative. I think that will definitely hurt. I feel like if Gusto's on, I think Cherokee will have his way with Gusto. And yeah, I think there's also a possibility. I feel that Holland could blank. I feel like Holland, people will tell you Holland's the best striker. I feel like the thing with Holland is that there are games that he
Is
just
he not
doesn't do
Berger?
anything. I mean, if you count Mbappe as a striker, I think Mbappe is better this season.
Mbappe's better. Mbappe's better.
It's
I think
arguable.
Mbappe's
Okay,
better.
yeah.
I think with Holland though, the thing is he blanks games and okay, you can say that Holland has more goals than games played in the Prem. A lot of the goals he scores, or a good majority at least, are against lower sides, and he scores multiple goals versus them. So that and he blanks games too. For Sunderland, he missed 2 great chances from what I remember. He missed 2 great chances. He didn't really do anything. So
But if you're comparing to someone like Kane, I mean, Kane's not playing the Bundesliga. He's playing teams like Freiburg and stuff. This is kind of easier.
My point was more so that Holland can blank, and versus Chelsea, I think he can definitely if he blanks, I feel like it'll be much harder for City to goal because we have also goals.
Sorry, you're kind of lagging out right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I was saying, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
I was saying if Holland were to blank, I think it'd be harder for City to break down or score versus Chelsea because I think a lot of the goals come from Holland. So I think a lot of it depends on how Holland does tomorrow. On how Holland performs. But also, I think Palmer too. I think Palmer can definitely be a big game changer. I think Palmer can definitely have a big influence in this game. Maybe even Enzo if he is able to do more, and maybe in João Pedro.
Yeah, I do agree with your Holland point. I think City this season have been really dependent on him as a goal scoring outlet, and I think he's kind of dominated that kind of aspect of the team. I do think if he kind of doesn't perform as well or isn't as involved as he sometimes does in big games, I think it could be an issue for City. But I do think because of the outlet, I mean the players that City have right now in the current form of a lot of them like Cherokee, I think Doku might be back for this game. Foden obviously has pretty good form this season. And also the redemptions of people like Matheus Nunes, who last season was kind of memed for playing from a center mid to being forced to right back. I think he's been really good this season. And also a Nico O'Reilly, who's had a breakthrough season this season. So I do think the City team is gonna be dependent on how each specific player performs. But I do kind of see. I guess we can segue back to the predictions overall for the scoreline and stuff. I do think City win this game pretty easily. I think because of Chelsea's absences and injuries, guys like Caicedo and Colwill, I think they're going to be crucial misses in this game. And obviously players like Garnacho and Gittins, who are not really nailed in, kind of inconsistent. I don't think they're going to have that much of an impact. So my prediction for this game would be I don't think City keep a clean sheet. I'll go 4-1 City.
I'll go 4-1 as well. Yeah, that's what I think.
I honestly think it won't be that high scoring because
No,
I don't know. I just have a
the
feeling
defense
it
is
won't be
gonna
high
get
scoring.
ripped apart. It doesn't seem so likely that Fofana might start. But then again, it's not Maresca. No, he might start because not Maresca resting him anymore. Yeah, it's most likely going to be a 3-1 game. City's probably going to dominate in possession a lot.
I'm gonna go. I could definitely see a 1-1 draw, or maybe a 2-2 draw. I think that's a possibility, but I don't know. I feel like people are kind of overhyping a bit. How I don't know. I feel like some people are overrating City right now with like how they'll do, especially for tomorrow. I think they probably get the win because Pep is he really wants the title. It's probably his last season, so like 2-1 win then or 3-1.
I
One of
mean,
the
yeah,
two.
I do think like these kinds of big games, like it's kind of surprising, like the results that happen. Like I think last time, like there was a high scoring game between Chelsea and City, but yeah, I think just because like I think City, I mean, sorry, Chelsea going into this game, I think they try to go more compact and deep and kind of try to like defend as much as possible and then kind of counter on transitions. But I do think tomorrow we're going to see City kind of dominate possession a lot and kind of try to make chances as much as they can. But I do think it's going to be like City's game to break down Chelsea because I don't think Chelsea are really going to have that kind of attacking threat as much as they can. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts?
Okay, so I mean, usually in big games, we usually are the ones like attacking teams. Like as we saw against Arsenal and Barcelona, we were the ones like dominating possession. But again, it's not Maresca anymore, so I honestly can't tell you. I feel like we are gonna just keep something similar though to what Maresca would do. But I don't think we're gonna like sit deep. I think it'll just be a pretty equal possession, like almost 50-50. And both teams are gonna be going at each other.
I can definitely see that as well.
Like Kijuki, I kind of cut out a little bit.
I mean, what are your thoughts of going into this game? Like, who's going to dominate the ball? Things like who's going to transition, stuff like that.
Yeah, so honestly, it's going to be very, very interesting. I don't see Reece James. Maybe he might, but with Maresca, he liked to play Reece James as like a hybrid, like an inverting fullback. He'd mix between RCB, right back, and the DM spot in games. Now that Caicedo is gone, I wonder with this U21 coach, will he continue with Maresca's philosophy? Because if he does, it would honestly benefit us so much because we need that extra body in the midfield. Because the thing is with Caicedo, he would always recover instantly any mistakes that was made by either Enzo, Neto, Garnacho, like basically anyone up front. He'd be the one to quickly recover the ball. And honestly, with Reece James, he also did that as well. He was really, really brilliant with man marking. I do see a very nice performance by Reece James if he does start in the sixth spot. If not, it's going to look very, very unlikely. Maybe if Santos starts, but he won't do as great as a job compared to those two. Honestly, I do see City like having a very, very high XG as well as like a lot of chances created if Reece James doesn't start in the midfield.
I think also Robert Sanchez will definitely be like one of the bigger differentials in the game because
Mm.
you mentioned how City will take a lot of chances. If he's able to save those, then he can probably keep Chelsea in the
No,
game. I mean, you kind
100%.
of saw today in the Barca game. John Garcia saved Barca many times, so I think having a very good keeper. I mean, I don't think Robert Sanchez is close to John Garcia right now. I'll be honest. I think John Garcia is much better, but
Yeah, we're the
he's,
same.
I don't know. That's kind of biased, but we'll move on from that.
okay. Okay,
Wait,
move
you
move
guys seriously
on.
think Sanchez is better than Joe
Yeah, move
Garcia?
on.
Okay,
Let's
move on.
look at how many shots Sanchez has faced this season in the Prem. Look at his clean sheet compared to David Raya. Look at who's in front of him. The likes of Tosin, with the likes of Chaluba, with the likes of Malo Gusto, with the likes of Joao Hato. When he did play all those mistakes, with the likes of the bad, like the list goes on of how many people that are hot ass is in front of him and what he's had to recover. I don't know. It's not ridiculous to say he's a top because without if Sanchez was performing like the Sanchez last season, I promise we'd be facing relegation by now. It's not ridiculous to say that.
It is
No, I do think like
ridiculous.
Sanchez has kind of had like a redemption season a bit from last season. But I do think like even Barca's highline gives John Garcia like a lot of vulnerability. But I think yeah, Garcia's clear of Sanchez at the moment. I think
Clear is
Sanchez tomorrow.
insane.
I think he
Stop
is like
it.
clearly, but because Sanchez has like that bozo moment gene kind of still in him. Like I
Not
could see
really.
tomorrow him having.
You can only name 2 moments this season. Actually, no, not even two. You can only name 1 moment this
I
season,
can name
and you
two.
can say the
I mean, the
exact. Okay,
Walter
name two.
Mart
Red
thing
Name
he
two.
could
card.
have saved
Name
a
two.
bit
I'm sorry.
better.
Okay.
Red
Let's
red
hear you a
card
little
versus
bit. Yes, that's one. That's the only one that you can name. Name another one right now. If you're gonna count that Bournemouth, what happened there? That's not his fault. He made
some of
two
the red.
incredible stops, and the defenders, who was it, Chalobah, and okay, you can't even blame Fofana there. It was just Chalobah. He did not come back to try and save off the line. He just stood there and watched. You
I
can't
mean,
blame
even
Sanchez
last
for that
season, like
mistake.
when Holland kind of chipped him from
Yeah,
like
last
outside the
season.
box.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
last
is
season,
we're talking
bro.
about this
I know,
season.
okay, but
In
okay,
his
let's see
own
it
time,
tomorrow.
Joan
I guess we
Garcia
can see it
is
Wait,
tomorrow.
astronomically clear,
listen,
but
listen.
this
I was
season,
saying, okay, I claimed two mistakes, right? The right card versus United, and also versus Villa, where he like slipped. That was a kind of goofy
Okay,
moment from him.
nothing happened there.
that's a very minor mistake that wasn't punished. You can probably also find something for John Garcia, and John Garcia also did beautiful assists to one of the players for the halfway line goal, and we're just gonna forget about that, I guess.
Halfway, it was only halfway.
There, he was
You know what I
like
mean.
maybe 6 feet off from
Okay,
the halfway line.
I
Maybe
don't.
even
I
less.
think this is a good topic for a different video. I'll just mention it because I think okay, forget about Juan Garcia. I think it's tomorrow if Robert Sanchez is able to make some, if he's on his day, I think he can definitely help Chelsea make the score like make the game winnable and even make the scoreline maybe less embarrassing if Chelsea aren't able to do anything.
Yeah, any other final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Yeah, it's looking grim for Chelsea. I hope we get Glasner instead of Liam, but it's like a
We're
make a
not.
wish at that
Yeah,
point.
we're
I
getting
think
Liam.
Yeah, I think Glasser kind of confirmed that he's not going to leave Palace maybe until the end of the season. So he's not going to leave like midway.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You know, it's
And
also looking grim for Crystal. They're losing like 3 major players. That's
uh,
off topic, bro. My bad,
yeah,
Harvey. You want to
the thing with
speak?
the thing with Glasner is like he's already shown some kind of like tension with the Crystal Palace board when they were trying to sell Gahey. So he clearly wants to be in charge of like signings and outgoings as well, and I don't think that would look good to Igbali. So I don't really think he would hire Glasner, unfortunately.
That's also true.
What are you guys' thoughts on Eddie Howe? He could be leaving Newcastle.
I don't think we'll get him. I honestly just think like we're getting Liam for sure.
He's not on the short list at all.
Just because he's already part of Blueco as well. But I definitely prefer Eddie Howe because he's done a lot in the Prem. He's got Newcastle top 4, and he's I don't really know anything about his relationship with the board, but I definitely prefer him for sure.
I feel like with Chelsea, I mean, you mentioned your whole thing is that you're saying that the players are to blame for the Maresca resigning. So I feel like if anything, I think like the summer and the summer signings are like very, very important to define and the future of Chelsea because I feel like no matter who you bring in, if the players aren't good, you're not going to get the results you want. You're not going to get trophies. I feel like there has to be a big change in like the players that Chelsea get.
Wait. Sorry, we'll say that again. Say that again.
I was just saying that no matter the manager that you bring in, I think the players are more important because I feel like if the players aren't playing well, you're not going to win games, and that's going to prevent you from winning trophies. So I think the summer and like the signings in the summer will definitely help define Chelsea's future because if Chelsea don't make good signings, then I think no matter the manager you bring in, it'll be kind of hard. It'll be hard because there's not many good options right now. I can probably take Chelsea to the next level unless there's like some high quality players that are signed. And I'm not sure who those players will be because things change. So I'm not sure which players will actually like be the summer. And like, probably right for Chelsea, but I don't know. I think the manager right now is like, if you have Liam Rosenier, I think just stick with him. I think he has some potential in him. I think he can definitely do something with Chelsea, but ultimately the players that I feel will have like the stronger impact, I guess, on how Chelsea do.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was really important that we had a good summer, especially after winning the Club World Cup, to like show that we can challenge for the title in the Champions League. And yeah, the players we signed just aren't good enough. And even though Maresca is, in my opinion, like a very good manager, while he did do some things with them, like in November he won Manager of the Month. Just we were playing brilliant. Sometimes when the players are just missing too many chances, they just can't dribble past their fullbacks or anything. It's just horrible. So yeah, I think you're 100% right.
I'll say with Garnacho, like I think because Garnacho's playing a new signing. Yeah, he has not been good from the games I've seen. He's just he struggles to even like dribble. Like he just loses the ball in his feet a lot. He kind of like angles or something. It's just how is something like that? It's just you can't win you can't win like the UCL or something with something like that.
Yeah, with Garnacho, like he'll have his moments. I think he is like a moments player. Like I do like his off the ball movement a lot. I feel like he's always in the right position, but you give the ball to him, he's not gonna do anything. He'll miss a chance, or he'll just completely lose the ball because he just can't dribble, or he'll just make the wrong decision. And there's just so much to his game that he needs to improve. And especially in Maresca's system, where we isolate wingers one on one so they can like dribble, it's just dumb how we have players like Garnacho and Neto on the wing.
Yeah, no. I think I said it multiple times. At first, I opened it with open arms. I said never judge a player until they get their minutes at Chelsea, because again, there were times where Garnacho was class for Man United, and there were times where he was horrible. I thought maybe Maresca would change that. Again, with Garnacho, he got his chances. He got multiple chances, in fact, but he just couldn't bear it. The one thing we got with Garnacho is just a regen Madueke. We just basically have wingers who can like create. And I wouldn't even say create like crazy, but they can get into the spaces, but they just can't finish. And that's what Garnacho is. The amount of XG, like expected goals he's supposed to have, compared to what he produces, is just unfathomable. Like it's just ludicrous how that is considered our benchmark for starting wingers within the
I
system,
feel
and
like
it's just shameless.
I yeah, I feel like the Garnacho signing was like I don't understand why Chelsea would sign Garnacho because last season with United he was not good at all. You can see already like he was struggling to dribble. A lot of his passes would just straight get blocked by the fullback or defender, and really rarely did he get like goals or GA or like a good shot. So I feel like that signing raised a lot of questions. I guess they should have raised a lot of questions to Chelsea fans because I don't think he's that. I think he was kind of like declining a bit. He also had a lot of issues at United with like brother. His brother was kind of weird. He was like leaking the lineups and stuff, and like it was just weird. There's also rumors that he like, vapes and stuff. Like you only want like a player like that, especially like if he's not that good. Like why would you sign him? And for a lot of money too, like a good amount of money. So I feel like that signing was already a mistake. I think like the lap was like a I don't know. I didn't really get that signing either because he was with Ipswich Town, so I don't think he was like doing anything crazy with Ipswich Town. Like he's an okay striker, but he's showing right now that he's not that good. So, I think SFL has been like I guess your best addition to the squad. I think he's definitely really talented, and when the game was Bournemouth, I think he was very good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get the signing of Garnacho either. That had nothing to do with Maresca. I think for some reason I forgot which one, if it was when Stanley or Stewart, like one of the directors just had this weird. They really admired Garnacho since like January, I think, and they just signed him. It made no sense to our project. Didn't follow Maresca's system. Luckily, he did leave the attitude in Manchester. Like I haven't really had any issues with his attitude at Chelsea. But yeah, with Esteval has just been like that game against Bournemouth. That was an amazing performance, and I think he deserves a lot more minutes under this new manager. And I think he'll be very important against City. Hopefully, he's starting.
Yeah, I think I think Esteval definitely is very skillful. I think it's probably like your best winger, honestly. Just based on the consistency, I feel like even though he doesn't play much, I just think he has more to his game, and he's very like skillful. I feel like I think with Neto, I know you guys make the joke a lot that he's like a defensive winger. He's definitely good defensively, but like attacking wise, he's like okay, I think. And Gittins, honestly, I haven't seen much of Gittins, but I feel like SNL just being better, like the best winger, and I think he'll definitely be important for next few seasons. He'll probably get more minutes, I think, with the new manager. If it's like something like Liam goes in there, I think with Liam, I think I don't know how much he'll rotate. I think he might be a bit different than Maresca, where if he finds a good lineup, he'll try to play as much as he can. I think he'll do something like that.
The thing is, the rotation isn't really up to Maresca. It's kind of up to the board, and the medical team. They had like a lot to do with Reese rotating a lot, which actually worked out very well. And even with Palmer, a lot of people were very frustrated with Palmer coming off when we were losing and drawing, and even I was. I do care about Palmer's fitness, but I think the results are very important as well. So I honestly I think the rotation will stay there, but we should prepare for that rotation by signing good players.
Okay, that's understandable. I am signing who got. I think the summer. I mean, I don't know if you guys like any like major winter signings, but the summer will definitely be like very important.
Winter signings, it looks like we're not going to sign anyone, which is just really stupid. But center back, because again, Levi Colwell has an ACL and he's our best center back. We need a ball playing. Actually, I don't know what the new manager is going to want, but I think we need another center back for sure in January. But I don't think we are going to get anyone.
Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up our Chelsea special. We discussed Maresca's sacking or like the leaving Chelsea, and how the board is under pressure from the fans, and who could come in for Maresca in the recent weeks. So hopefully, I mean, tomorrow I see a brutal trip to the Etihad coming up. So I mean, let's see what happens in that game. But I do think Chelsea's hope for this title this season have really died down. I think their major goal for the season would be to just get a new manager and I guess hopefully finish top 4 or top 5 to maybe get European football again. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, drop your thoughts down below. And was Maresca leaving the right decision? And what is your scoreline for the City Chelsea game? Thank you for listening. Goodbye.